Hello and welcome to Watch Me Movie. My name is Ryan and today we're going to be watching Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. When I was growing up, Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction were two of the films that everyone sort of had seen, so I am very familiar with Tarantino films and I'm pretty sure this is the only one that I haven't seen. Pretty excited to watch this. I know that it's set in Hollywood. I think it's in the 60s when the Manson family murders happened, and it's based around those. I know that Bruce Lee is featured in it somewhere, and that Brad Pitt, I think, plays a stuntman, but that's about it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this. We might as well jump straight into it. Can't believe I've got a whole Tarantino film I haven't seen. Don't know why it took me so long to get around to watching this. That the Wilhelm scream?
Jake Cahill on Bounty Law, Thursdays at 8:30, only on NBC.
Leo suits that role. Tarantino's an expert at subverting expectations. Never know what you're going into, really. You can know what the plot of the film is and still not know what to expect. You just never know what's coming. You always know you're going to have a good time with the soundtrack. A lot of names in this. Didn't know Al Pacino were in it.
How'd you know? The face was, and we thoroughly.
I need a cinema room.
Anybody order fried sauerkraut? Burn you Nazi bastard!
Tarantino likes burning Nazis.
Anything we can do about that heat?
Rick, it's a flamethrower.
I love this, that it's films within films, making films within films.
And you brought him here to collect.
Gotta have Madsen.
Don't know what they're doing.
This film must have been a lot of fun to make.
Ron Ely Tarzan, I did Land of the Giants, Green Hornet.
Land of the Giants.
The man from Uncle. The girl from Uncle.
Man from Uncle as well, I used to love that.
Oh, buddy. I'm a has-been.
This duo.
As long as one is one.
Oh. Mad Dutch Angle. Isn't that a child, Brad?
No, that was Polanski. That was Roman Polanski. He's
Polanski. The sound of that. This is beautiful. Still never been to a drive-in in my life.
Hurt her this time, I beg you.
I ain't gonna hurt her.
That sure has money. Some point.
So nice, the camera movement there. It's weird because it's like treating the celebrities from back then as like superheroes sort of thing. Love that red and purpley blue lighting.
She was engaged to him.
Queen. Gossip McQueen.
Heaven sent.
Lucky escape there.
The dude killed his fucking wife.
What? Didn't see that coming.
Now, I admire Cassius Clay, I do. What I admire, but I'm not saying anything funny. So what do you think is so funny?
Bruce Lee doing a Joe Pesci. It's weird. I wonder if Bruce Lee was kind of an asshole.
What the fuck, man?
Let me just say,
What did you do to my car?
The fuck did you do to her car?
Her car. Not a really favourable portrayal of Bruce Lee, but who knows?
Would it bother you if I sat next to you and read my book too?
That'd bother me if someone came, sat next to me and started doing that. There's a sensitive guy in this. Margot Robbie just looks like she was live in the 60s. She looks really authentic. Not that I'd know.
You playing the heavy on the pilot. And I gotta tell you, I came damn close to being in the 14th Fist of McCluskey.
What are these weird little, the cuts are so weird. I noticed it do that earlier, and I thought it was my eyes. And the way they've put them into these old films is really cool.
Half a bottle's better than none.
You dirty ass feet down.
And what have you heard about me?
So weird, I'm like lost in this western now.
Line.
Maybe he already has.
Fuck this whole thing up. Can we just go back, please? Can we just cut? Can we just... Fucking bullshit. You're a fucking miserable drunk.
DiCaprio's performance in this was so good. Don't know whether all these shots of like of just driving cars is symbolic or something, or whether it's just Tarantino wanting to have loads of these shots for the aesthetic of it. It's a lot of chasing cars. Forget it. Drive past. It's mental. That, I know it's Tarantino's thing, but that foot pressed against that windscreen is bugging me beyond belief. For Tarantino to put feet in every film, I mean, if it is like one of his fetishes, it's kind of weird to just put it in every film.
How old are you?
Asking the right questions. Killed it on set today. It's gonna be on a high now.
That was the best acting I've ever seen in my whole life.
Like you. Rick fucking Dalton.
It's like they're both part of their own western. At this point, I can see how obviously the Manson family is connecting to Brad Pitt's character. But whether that's going to tie into Leonardo's story in a bigger way, I'm not sure. That atmosphere changed quick. To the composition of the shot. It's creepy as hell.
Oh, Mr.
This bit's like Hills Have Eyes, horror film by Tarantino. Feels like a Hitchcock film.
Just wanted to make sure you're doing okay.
I wasn't expecting him to be alive, to be honest, but
Would that be the little redhead out front?
Me up. And now you're pretending that I didn't tell you I was fucking blind!
Oh, fair enough, George.
fair enough. Who'd have guessed it were true? Old man's living life. It's mad. It's just a flower. Sound design of this film is amazing. I was probably the only kid in the 90s buying Mamas and Papas on cassette.
15 miles to Pendleton.
So I take it this was a real, like, American TV show called FBI.
That was a smooth lead.
Thank you.
I like this commentary. A movie commentary of a movie made inside the movie.
Michael Murtaugh.
He's fond of his exterior plane shots nowadays as well. I'm fond of them as well. I might have to try and recreate a plane exterior shot. I don't have enough of a wide range of knowledge of film to know whether these are based on real films or whether they are real films. A lot of these references and like little Easter eggs or bits of film that is being inserted into, they're probably going way over my head for the most part, but I'm enjoying it nonetheless. From a filmmaker's point of view, this film is just like such a treat to watch, even if you don't know who half of the celebrities are or what half the films are. It's crazy how Tarantino just gets away with putting as much narration into his films as he wants, and just like sectioning his films off with black title screens as if you're reading chapters of a book. And I think he gets away with it so much because even after the narration and after the title screen, the bits of film in between those are so rich, the worlds and the characters are so rich that it just sucks you into the world anyway. So it doesn't really spoil your immersion or use it for expositional purposes, just as an easy way out sort of thing. It's really effective still. It just makes you get more involved in the story. Wow. I love the aesthetic. That's so cool. To see Hollywood at this time must have been amazing. I could see why I wanted to recreate this era.
While closer to 8
That buzzing of the neon signs and stuff, so cool.
Ways. Hungover. I don't want to party anymore. I'm tired.
Oh god. This is the night. Obviously, Tarantino has been known to change history in his films in the past. So I have no idea how close to the reality that this will be. And I don't know if Rick Dalton or Cliff are based on real people at all either. I'll have to have a look after watching. That car reminds me of the one off The Burbs. Is the sound of the cars significant? Because it's been really prominent throughout the whole sound design of this film. Maybe that's what were in the reports, the sound of their car.
Fuck are we, man? We are in fucking Hollywood, man. The people, an entire generation.
Jesus Christ, she's mental.
Just a little minute.
Okay, pig killers. Let's kill some piggies.
Hey, ramblers, let's get rambling. Aw, come on, Brad.
Can I help you? You are...
I'm the devil, and I'm here to do the devil's business.
No, I was dumber than that. Something like Rex.
Jesus Christ!
McDaughton. What? Exactly. What the?
You're a good friend, Cliff.
I tried.
Torched? Yeah, I burnt her ass to a crisp.
How'd you do that?
Well, believe it or not, the neighborhood ain't what it used to be,
And that was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This was a really interesting watch. I'm very familiar with Tarantino films. This was, I think, as I said before, this was the only film by Tarantino that I've never seen. It felt very different from a usual Tarantino film in a lot of ways. As I said while I was viewing it, I think a lot of because I'm not as knowledgeable in film as I should be, a lot of the old films that they were digitally inserting the present day actors into, I think a lot of that sort of stuff went a bit over my head just because I didn't know that the old film, or I wasn't really familiar with the old actor. But nevertheless, I still really enjoyed the fact that it had those elements in it. Because Tarantino does that anyway. He takes old films, pretty much all filmmakers take old films and sort of take the bits they like and reuse them in their own films. So this is like a sort of bit of self-awareness by Tarantino, this film, I think. I love the atmosphere and the world he created in the 1960s Hollywood. It made, I can't remember what the term for it is, but that where you're nostalgic for a time that you've never lived in. I love that really American aesthetic anyway. The visuals, as usual, were just perfect. What Tarantino is really good at is setting a world, creating a world for you to feel like you're a part of. No matter how crazy the situation, like in Kill Bill or something like that, no matter how crazy the world is, it feels authentic. I think it's just because he's really knowledgeable and he does a lot of research, and if he's writing about something, he knows what he's writing about. The performances by Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio were amazing in this. I love that partnership. The two characters, Cliff and Rick, was a really good duo. I love the little bromance element and the fact that Cliff was really supportive, his sort of cheerleader. It was a really nice element. As far as the plot, obviously Tarantino has rewritten history before in film. And going in to watch a Tarantino film, the only thing you can expect is to be surprised. You know, the only thing you can expect is the unexpected. So I didn't have any idea what the ending to this was and where it was going. And every time I was seeing Sharon Tate and it was leading up to that, it was getting more and more tense. Because I obviously I know what happened in real life. And to sort of rewrite history into a happy ending is crazy, it's mental. But it's also kind of like, why not? I don't know though, it's a difficult one because obviously that was a real murder with real murder victims. And to see the film, to see their killings dramatized, well, I suppose it's not dramatizing their killings because in this reality their killings never happened. Unless this is, because I don't know so much about the actual events, did they attack Sharon Tate's neighbours the night before and then the next night come back to Sharon Tate's, and them leaving the gate open at the end was like a sort of hint towards that or something. Maybe that's what happened, but if not, if he did just rewrite history and turn it into a happy ending, it's kind of mental, and you could see why it might upset some people. So yeah, it's a difficult one. I enjoyed it. It's a Tarantino film. You know, like I say, you know you're going in to be surprised. You're going to see something that you never saw coming, and you're going to be sucked into whatever world he creates. And that's what I appreciate about Tarantino, and it's why he's the acclaimed filmmaker that he is. So I think this is definitely one that I'll have to rewatch at least once. I always do with the Tarantino film because there's plenty of stuff you miss on the first time round. But this one, I will definitely rewatch soon because I want to see what I missed basically this time. So yeah, that is it. That was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Let me know in the comments what you think of this film, what you think of him rewriting history, or whether he did rewrite history. Feel free to correct me in the comments and, just add your opinion on the film and your thoughts about it. I think partly because of me being a film student, to see that filmmaking within the film, it was just really cool and a really nice little sort of treat. So yeah, like I said, let me know what you thought of this film, your opinion on it. Give me any suggestions that you would like to see me react to in the future. I'm wanting suggestions for movies that I might not have seen, TV shows, and any like short videos to do with film or VFX, things like that. Anything that I might find interesting that's, a shorter video that I can react to as well. Post it in the comments and I'll get round to it at some point. I've had a couple of people suggest Hereditary since I watched Midsummer last week. I have Googled Hereditary and looked at some of the stills, and I do kind of recognise it, but I don't remember it at all now that I think about it, so Hereditary might be one of the viewings that is coming up very soon. With all that said, I hope you enjoyed the reaction today. I really enjoyed this film, I hope you did too. If you did enjoy this reaction, please leave a thumbs up on the video and consider subscribing to the channel. It helps a lot. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.